Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on the weekly time frame, and then later on in this video, I'm going to move to the lower time frames. First of all, we are still seeing this bearish divergence play out in the charts, which is when you have higher highs in the Bitcoin price and lower highs in the RSI momentum indicator. Typically, this points towards some choppy sideways price action or potentially bearish momentum on the weekly time frame. So far we are seeing this bearish divergence play out exactly as expected. However, one thing I am interested in seeing is if we are going to get a weekly candle close above this 1.618 Fibonacci level sitting at 89.5K. It would be quite interesting because if we really get the candle close above here, potentially we could just be seeing a bounce from this level. Let me be clear that I am by no means saying that we are very likely to get this, but at the same time, we have not seen a weekly candle close below it yet, so we should be open to the possibility that we actually get a close above. Next, if we take a look at this 1 day time frame, of course, this is still pretty bearish, and I don't think we are fully out of the woods yet, even with fully retracing this entire bearish move that we saw here earlier today. However, like I said in yesterday's video as well, guys, be careful with continuously lowering your bearish price targets, right? So first it was 90K, then it was 88 to 86K. I thought that was going to be the most likely. Then we saw people talking about 80K as the price target, even 75K. I'm now starting to see people talking about 70K and 65K as the price target for this downwards move. And the more confident that people are getting in this bearish move, the more likely I think it is that we are actually going to be seeing some kind of bounce sometime soon. We aren't just going to be going down forever in one clean sequence. At some point you are going to see a bounce, and even if that turns out to roll over and then we go much lower, then you still had to deal with some kind of bounce to the upside before we then continued to the downside. Okay, so you can do with that information what you like. I'm simply just telling you guys to be a bit more careful. Even if you have been shorting this move to the downside like me, then be careful becoming too confident about this downtrend, because you don't want to be like the people over here that literally had their short open this entire time to then eventually still get liquidated on that move to the upside there when they had many opportunities to take profit on that trade, right? Either way, like I said, do with that information what you like. I'm simply just telling you what I'm seeing in the charts, and you can do with that information what you like. Now, on this 1 day time frame, guys, we are in deep oversold territory. And today I wanted to show you guys some previous examples of when Bitcoin was actually in oversold or deep oversold territory like it is now. The most recent example was actually right here at the exact bottom at 49K before we literally doubled to the upside. Now, the time before that was actually this low right here. And the time before that, yes, we did have more downside after that, but we still got a strong bounce to the upside. In fact, this was about a 10% move to the upside from there before then rolling over once again. Now, the time that Bitcoin was in oversold territory before that, it was this crash to the downside here. And from there, it was a slow recovery. But in the end, it, of course, still recovered. And at this point, you might be saying like, yeah, okay, but these are examples of the bull market. And some people obviously believe that we are currently in a bear market already. So let me show you some examples of the bear market when we were actually in oversold territory on the RSI. We still got bounces to the upside. This was a 20% move to the upside right here. This was about a 20% move to the upside as well. Right here, deep oversold territory, deep oversold territory. This was another big bounce to the upside, about 15%. I'm just taking this roughly, but I just want to show you guys real quick that this RSI being in territory typically lines up with some big bounces to the upside shortly after that once we actually find the low. Now, of course, I cannot know if 78K is actually the low here, Again, for me personally, it also doesn't really matter because I'm trading the lower time frames. But either way, we could be seeing some kind of bounce here soon. If I'm just taking a look at this RSI momentum indicator and comparing it to all the previous times that we were actually in oversold territory like we are right now. Okay, next up, we should take a look at the lower time frames. Currently on this 4-hour time frame, we are actually seeing a bullish divergence play out. So typically this will play out either in the form of some choppy sideways price action or potentially some bullish momentum on the 4-hour time frame. So far, we have seen a bit of bullish momentum since confirming this bullish divergence here around this 80K level. Now, if you want to see invalidation for this bullish divergence, you would need to see either a break below this descending trend line in the price or a break below this ascending trend line in the RSI momentum indicator. Besides that, on this 2-hour time frame, we are seeing the same thing, also a bullish divergence that has been playing out here. Next, if we take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, notice how we have some liquidity to the upside here around this 86.5K level, and another big pocket of liquidity is sitting at 89.4K. On the 1-year Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we do still have a bunch of liquidity around this 75K level. And in terms of liquidity to the upside, there is a bunch of liquidity around this 92K and even 100K level. We have close to $30 billion worth of short positions around that 100K level. So some massive liquidity to the upside in the case that we do start turning around. Okay, one last thing, guys. If you want to get access to my real-time analysis, you can join the RT1M community on Discord. You can find the link to this in the video description. And if you want to get access to my trading signals as well, then you can just go to this trading signals access channel right here. And from there, you can follow these 3 steps to get access to my trading signals completely for free. But either way, this has been today's market update. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, don't forget to join the Road to 1 Million community on Discord. You can find the link to that in the video description. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one.